I am officially running.
No! No! Don't take me out of the ginger forest!
President of the United States.
Step into the eerie world of animated prophecy, where Springfield's beloved family seems to possess an uncanny connection to the future. From jaw-dropping coincidences to astonishing predictions, The Simpsons has continuously stunned viewers with its startling ability to foresee real-world events. In today's video, we'll reveal the most mind-blowing predictions for 2025 that might leave you questioning everything. Are these wild guesses, or is there something more? Buckle up, because you won't believe what's ahead. Prepare to have your mind blown. The digital dining boom. Imagine this. You're sitting at home, wearing a VR headset, and experiencing a full gourmet meal without ever leaving your couch. While this may have seemed far-fetched just a few years ago, The Simpsons predicted it in one of its episodes, showcasing a future where holographic dining becomes the norm. Now, as we approach 2025, that once far-off vision is beginning to take shape. Companies are investing in multi-sensory dining experiences, where digital technology recreates the flavors and smells of a real meal, offering a completely new way to experience food. This shift could change how we think about dining forever, allowing people to enjoy a full meal from the comfort of their own home, without stepping foot into a restaurant. The integration of virtual reality and flavor technology could provide a whole new dining experience, making it possible to download dinner. This could eliminate the need for traditional restaurants or delivery services, paving the way for a completely different approach to food. In a world where convenience is king, it's easy to see how this digital dining revolution could become the new norm. But while the idea of never having to leave your home for a restaurant-quality meal sounds appealing, it raises significant questions about the authenticity of food. Can technology truly replicate the sensory experience of eating a real meal? Or will something fundamental be lost when food becomes something you can simply download? The rise of virtual dining also raises concerns about the role of technology in one of humanity's most cherished pleasures. Eating is not just about sustenance, it's a social activity, a way to connect with others, and a deeply personal experience. Can technology recreate the emotional and cultural aspects of dining? The Simpsons has always been known for its humorous takes on futuristic technology, but this vision of virtual dining may be closer to reality than we think. Will we sacrifice the joy of shared meals for the sake of convenience? The idea of downloading dinner challenges everything we know about food, and it's worth considering whether we're ready for such a drastic change. As we move toward 2025, the digital dining boom could be just the beginning of a larger transformation in how we experience food. With innovations like VR and flavor tech rapidly developing, it's not hard to imagine a world where eating is entirely virtual. But in the rush to embrace convenience, are we willing to sacrifice the authenticity of food and the connections it fosters? If downloading dinner becomes the new normal, will we lose the deep cultural and emotional bonds that come with breaking bread together? The future of food is just one part of the digital revolution, but it's one that will change the way we live in profound ways. Are we ready for commuting in the sky? In a hilarious Simpsons crossover with Futurama, the show depicted a future where flying cars were a regular part of daily life. At the time, it seemed like a whimsical idea, something far removed from reality. Fast forward to 2025, and flying cars are no longer a distant dream. Tesla and Uber are working on prototypes for flying vehicles with vertical takeoff and landing capabilities, and they could revolutionize urban transportation. These vehicles promise to bypass traffic, offering faster, more efficient commutes. Imagine zipping through the sky, dodging obstacles and soaring above the gridlock below. It sounds exciting, but are we truly ready for this leap into the skies? While the potential benefits of flying cars are undeniable, imagine the freedom of bypassing traffic and reaching your destination in record time. There are numerous challenges that come with making this vision a reality. From air traffic control to regulation, the logistics of flying cars are far from simple. The Simpsons humorously depicted Homer fumbling with the controls of a hovercar, and while that was comedic exaggeration, the reality could be much more chaotic. As we prepare for the rollout of flying cars, we must consider the impact on airspace management, safety, and even the environment. Could this futuristic mode of transportation create a whole new set of problems? The idea of flying cars brings up important questions about how cities will adapt to this new form of travel. Will urban infrastructure be ready to handle vehicles that take to the skies? As cities become more congested and vertical development continues, flying cars could provide an elegant solution to transportation issues. But just as we've seen with other technological advances, such as ride-sharing apps, the introduction of flying cars will likely lead to a new set of complications. Will our skies become just as congested as our streets, with new regulations needed to keep everyone safe? As the 2025 deadline looms, flying cars are closer than ever. But will we be ready for the sky-high traffic jams of tomorrow? If flying cars sound like a wild, futuristic fantasy, it's only because we've never considered the full impact of what it would mean to have cars soaring above us. While The Simpsons exaggerated the concept for comedic effect, the reality could be just as chaotic as Homer's hovercar adventure. As these new technologies move forward, we must ask ourselves, will flying cars make our lives easier, or will they simply add more problems to an already complex world? The race for airborne transportation is on, and it will be fascinating to see how it unfolds. President Ivanka Trump. The Simpsons has long been known for predicting the improbable, from Donald Trump's presidency to the advent of smartwatches. One of the most eerie predictions, however, came in 2016 when Homer Simpson sported a campaign button reading Ivanka 2028. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a satirical joke. But as time goes on, the idea of Ivanka Trump stepping into the political spotlight, and possibly even running for president, has started to feel increasingly plausible. In 2017, the show doubled down on this prediction, imagining Ivanka replacing Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court, accessorized with jewelry from her own collection. While this was a playful jab at the merging of business and politics during her father's administration, it subtly hinted at something much larger: the potential for political dynasties to take hold. Ivanka's political involvement has steadily grown, with her roles as a business executive, advisor to the president, and media personality. These roles, combined with her polished public image, have made her a prominent figure on the world stage. The idea of her following in her father's footsteps and eventually running for the presidency isn't as far-fetched as it once seemed. In fact, as the lines between celebrity culture and governance continue to blur, Ivanka's potential candidacy could mark a new era of political leadership dominated by family dynasties. If Ivanka does decide to take the plunge, The Simpsons will have once again blurred the line between satire and reality. This potential shift in the political landscape raises serious questions about meritocracy and nepotism. As political dynasties grow more entrenched in American politics, the very idea of political power being passed down through family lines challenges the foundations of a system that was meant to be based on merit. The Simpsons has always used humor to point out the absurdities of society, but this particular vision seems to touch on a deeper issue: the intertwining of wealth, power, and influence. If Ivanka Trump were to take office, it could signal a future where political power is reserved for a select few families, potentially sidelining the ideals of democracy. But the story doesn't end there. The cultural shift towards celebrity politicians is not just about one family. It's part of a larger trend that The Simpsons has long explored. As social media and branding continue to shape political campaigns, it's becoming clear that celebrity status is often as important as political experience. Ivanka has already demonstrated her ability to leverage media attention and navigate high-stakes politics, making her a likely candidate in this new political era. If she steps up to lead, it won't just be a continuation of the Trump family's reign. It could mark the beginning of a new political dynasty that reshapes America's future. Could the Oval Office soon welcome another Trump? Only time will tell. The return of Trump in 2025. The Simpsons got it right again? One of the most astonishing predictions in The Simpsons' history was the foretelling of Donald Trump's presidency. In the 2015 episode Bart to the Future, the show depicted a future where Trump was president, and at the time, it seemed laughable. But, as history would have it, the impossible became reality in 2016. The Simpsons didn't stop there. Later episodes hinted at Trump's potential return in 2024, with a banner reading Trump 2024 appearing in the background. Fast forward to today, and Trump has re-emerged as a central figure in the 2024 presidential race, reigniting debates across the nation. His trademark bravado and divisive rhetoric are once again dominating headlines, raising the question, did The Simpsons predict his return, or is it just another bizarre coincidence? What makes this prediction especially eerie is how well it mirrors the political climate of today. Just like in the Simpsons episode, Trump's return is marked by polarizing campaigns and a national divide. The show's satirical tone perfectly captures the chaos surrounding his political career, reflecting the deep divisions in American society. Whether Trump wins or loses in 2024, the fact that The Simpsons foresaw this return years before it happened speaks to the show's uncanny ability to capture the pulse of American politics. Could this prediction be another example of the show's prophetic power? As 2024 approaches, it's clear that The Simpsons has consistently been ahead of the curve when it comes to political satire. The real question that remains, however, is whether this trend will continue, and whether Trump's political resurgence will be followed by even more Simpsons predictions coming to life. The idea that the show has somehow tapped into the future's political landscape is almost too bizarre to ignore. Whether it's Trump's return, Ivanka running for president, or other unforeseen event, The Simpsons has a strange way of reflecting real-world events before they happen. It's almost as if the show's writers have some sort of secret connection to the future. Is The Simpsons just a comedic prediction machine, or does it have a supernatural ability to tap into the cultural zeitgeist? As the 2024 election looms closer, there's a heightened sense of anticipation about whether the show's predictions will hold true once again. While it's impossible to say whether Trump's second campaign will result in victory, it's clear that The Simpsons captured the essence of his first term and the return of his controversial brand of politics. Whether we find ourselves in a divided America under Trump once again, or seeing the rise of another political dynasty, one thing is certain. The Simpsons continues to surprise us by predicting the unpredictable. Could automation steal your job by 2025? From robot assistants to self-driving vehicles, The Simpsons has long explored the possibility of a world dominated by AI and automation. What was once the stuff of sci-fi has now become an undeniable reality. As we approach 2025, advanced AI systems like ChatGPT and robot-driven industries are already reshaping sectors such as healthcare, customer service, and manufacturing. The Simpsons has cleverly satirized this shift, imagining a world where robots replace human workers across every industry. While the jokes in the show were exaggerated, the reality of job displacement due to AI is rapidly becoming an urgent issue that we need to confront. The rise of AI raises crucial economic and ethical questions. While machines can increase efficiency and reduce costs, the implications for the workforce are profound. Millions of jobs could be at risk as robots become more capable of performing tasks once done by humans. In one Simpsons episode, the show depicted a dystopian future where humans lose relevance as automation takes over every facet of life. It was funny at the time, but today, it feels more like a looming reality. As we prepare for a world where AI dominates, we must ask, how will society adapt to this massive shift? Will we be able to create new opportunities? Or will the job market collapse under the weight of automation? On a broader scale, the implications of AI are more far-reaching than we might realize. While technology continues to advance at an exponential rate, there's a growing concern about the widening wealth gap. With AI enabling companies to operate with fewer human employees, it could lead to a concentration of wealth among tech giants, while leaving the average worker behind. The Simpsons often used humor to expose these inequalities, and as the rise of automation looms, it's clear that the show was pointing out something we all need to think about. How can we ensure that automation benefits society as a whole, rather than creating an even greater divide between the haves and have-nots? As we approach 2025, the need for policies such as Universal Basic Income, UBI, grows stronger. With the likelihood of AI replacing millions of jobs, UBI is becoming a viable solution to combat the economic displacement caused by automation. Just like The Simpsons warned us, the future of work is uncertain, and as machines take over, humans will need to adapt. The challenge lies in finding ways to ensure that the rise of automation doesn't lead to mass unemployment and social unrest. Could AI lead to a more efficient world, or will it spark a crisis of epic proportions? The next few years will reveal the true consequences of the AI revolution. Virtual family gatherings could become the new normal. In one memorable Simpsons episode, we saw Bart Simpson receive a holographic message offering a glimpse into a future where technology would bring people together in a new, more immersive way. At the time, this futuristic idea seemed far off, but as we approach 2025, it's becoming more plausible than ever. Companies like Microsoft and Magic Leap are already experimenting with holographic and augmented reality communication, and the technology is advancing quickly. Imagine sitting down at your holiday dinner table, surrounded by life-sized holograms of your distant family members, as if they were right there with you. Could this be the future of family gatherings? While the idea of holographic holidays sounds exciting, it also raises questions about the future of human interaction. Could this technology replace the warmth and connection of in-person gatherings? Or would it provide a new level of intimacy that we haven't experienced before? In a world where technology often separates us rather than bringing us closer, holographic communication could offer a new way to stay connected with loved ones, no matter how far away they are. But will we lose something fundamental when we begin to experience holidays through digital screens and holograms? What happens to the magic of spending time with family when the experience is mediated by technology? The concept of holographic holidays touches on the larger cultural shift towards digital communication. While video calls have become commonplace, they still lack the depth and richness of physical presence. Holograms, on the other hand, could bridge that gap, offering a more immersive way to interact with others. But with that immersion comes the risk of further detachment from the real world. As we embrace more advanced forms of communication, we must ask ourselves, are we enhancing our relationships, or are we trading real-world connections for digital convenience? The Simpsons humorously highlighted the potential downsides of living in a digital world, and as holographic technology progresses, we'll see whether it's a blessing or a curse. By 2025, we may find ourselves celebrating holidays with holographic guests. The possibilities are endless. Imagine a world where distance no longer matters, and you can have your entire family around the table, even if they're halfway across the globe. It sounds like a dream, but as we explore this technology further, we'll have to consider whether it's truly an improvement or if it erodes the essence of what makes family gatherings special. Holographic holidays may be the future, but the real question is, will we be ready to embrace them? Solar-powered town. In the Simpsons movie, Springfield faces an environmental crisis when Mr. Burns attempts to block out the sun, a humorous but pointed critique of corporate greed and environmental destruction. Fast forward to 2025, and the town's fictional solar-powered future may no longer be just a joke. With cities around the world pushing for 100% renewable energy, Springfield's imagined solar revolution reflects real-world trends. Cities like San Diego and Barcelona are already on track to implement solar-powered infrastructure, and governments worldwide are increasing investments in sustainable energy solutions. Could this be the start of a global shift toward fully solar-powered cities? Solar energy is no longer a far-off concept. It's becoming more accessible and affordable every year. With advancements in solar panel technology and battery storage, entire towns could soon run on clean, renewable energy. Imagine every rooftop in Springfield gleaming with solar panels, powering homes, businesses, and even schools. The energy of the future is here, and it's shaping up to be a much greener world. Yet, as The Simpsons humorously depicted, the road to sustainability is not without its challenges. While solar energy offers huge potential, it also raises questions about energy storage, distribution, and long-term environmental impacts. The shift towards solar energy is part of a larger global effort to combat climate change and reduce dependency on fossil fuels. The Simpsons' light-hearted take on Mr. Burns blocking out the sun may have been a jab at corporate power, but it also touched on a serious concern: how industries and corporations will respond to the growing demand for clean energy. Solar power represents not just a way to save the planet, but a way to revolutionize the economy. As renewable energy adoption increases, new jobs, industries, and technologies will emerge to support this green revolution. By 2025, we might see entire cities like Springfield thriving on clean, renewable energy. As solar panels become more widespread, the need for coal, oil, and natural gas could decrease significantly, reshaping the way we view energy consumption. Will Springfield lead the charge in renewable energy, or will the town remain stuck in its traditional ways? With Mr. Burns still plotting his schemes, we may find out sooner than we think. Artificial pets. In a futuristic Simpsons episode, the show introduced the idea of robotic pets replacing traditional ones. At the time, it seemed like nothing more than a quirky joke. Fast forward to today, and the rise of artificial intelligence and robotics is making the concept of robotic pets not just possible, but plausible. Companies around the world are developing AI-driven pets that mimic the behavior of real animals, offering companionship without the mess or responsibility. These pets don't need food, exercise, or grooming, just a charge and a software update. Could this be the future of companionship? The idea of robotic pets is particularly appealing to people with allergies, limited mobility, or busy lifestyles. Robotic pets can offer all the companionship of a real animal, without the inconveniences. These mechanical companions can play, interact, and respond to commands, making them an attractive option for those looking for the emotional connection of a pet without the upkeep. But while these pets may be technologically advanced, they raise significant questions about the nature of companionship itself. Can a robot truly replace the bond between a person and a living, breathing animal? And if so, what does that mean for our relationships with the natural world? Despite the many benefits, the rise of robotic pets also poses ethical and emotional challenges. For one, can we truly form meaningful bonds with machines? While they can mimic the actions of real animals, they lack the unpredictability and natural instincts that make animals unique. The Simpsons humorously explores the quirks of robotic pets, but as this technology advances, society will need to grapple with deeper questions. Should we rely on artificial companions to meet our emotional needs? Or is there something irreplaceable about the bond between humans and real animals? As we move toward 2025, artificial pets could become commonplace in homes across the world. They may be the perfect solution for some, offering a low-maintenance companion that provides affection without the responsibility. But the question remains, can a robot ever truly replace the joy of a living, breathing pet? The Simpsons' humorous take on robotic pets might not be as far off as we think. As technology continues to evolve, we may have to redefine what it means to have a companion in the future. A world without money. In one of The Simpsons' most prescient episodes, the show predicted a future where physical cash became obsolete. At the time, this seemed far-fetched, but in 2025, the concept is becoming more and more plausible. With the rise of digital currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as government-backed digital currencies, the global financial system is rapidly shifting away from physical money. Mobile wallets and contactless payments are already commonplace, and entire countries are pushing for cashless economies. The Simpsons may have been ahead of its time, but now, the idea of a cashless society feels like an inevitability. The potential benefits of a cashless society are numerous: increased convenience, reduced costs for businesses, and the ability to track financial transactions with ease. However, the shift to a fully digital economy raises serious concerns about accessibility, privacy, and security. Not everyone has access to banking services or the technology required to make digital payments. For people without bank accounts, moving to a cashless society could leave them behind. Furthermore, the rise of digital currencies and cashless systems raises questions about personal privacy. As transactions become digital, governments and corporations will have more power to monitor and track every financial move, leading to concerns about surveillance. While The Simpsons portrayed this transition in a light-hearted, almost comedic way, the implications of living in a cashless world are much more serious. What happens to those who rely on cash for their daily transactions? In countries where cash is still widely used, this shift could create a digital divide, where only those with access to technology are able to participate fully in the economy. Moreover, as we move toward a cashless future, we must consider how this transformation will impact personal freedom. Will we lose control over our financial lives as digital currencies become the only means of exchange? As we approach 2025, the rise of a cashless society seems inevitable, but it's not without its challenges. While digital payments offer convenience, they also come with risks, especially when it comes to security and privacy. Could your wallet soon become obsolete? As we shift toward a fully digital economy, the world of money is changing fast. The Simpsons may have been right all along. Cash might soon be a relic of the past. The impact of this transformation will be profound, and we must be prepared to face the challenges that come with it. Colonizing Mars. In The Simpsons, the idea of colonizing Mars was presented with characteristic humor, showing Homer and his family trying to adapt to life on the Red Planet. At the time, it was a comedic fantasy, but today, Mars colonization is becoming a serious ambition for organizations like SpaceX, led by Elon Musk. Musk's goal of establishing a human presence on Mars by the mid-21st century is no longer the stuff of science fiction. As we approach 2025, the possibility of life on Mars is looking more and more achievable. Could The Simpsons have predicted a future where humanity lives on another planet? Musk's vision for Mars colonization raises important questions about the feasibility and sustainability of life on another planet. How will humans adapt to living in the harsh conditions of space with extreme temperatures, radiation, and limited resources? Creating a self-sustaining colony on Mars will require groundbreaking advancements in technology, as well as innovative solutions to challenges like food production, water conservation, and environmental protection. While The Simpsons took a humorous approach to space travel, real-world missions are already working on solutions to these complex problems. Could Mars one day become the next frontier for humanity? The idea of colonizing Mars also raises ethical questions. Should we invest billions of dollars in space exploration when there are pressing issues on Earth, such as poverty, climate change, and resource scarcity? While space exploration offers incredible potential for scientific discovery, it also comes with risks. What happens if we encounter unforeseen challenges on Mars, or if we fail to establish a viable colony? As we look toward the stars, The Simpsons' comedic take on space travel reminds us that colonizing Mars is no easy feat. There are countless obstacles to overcome, and while the dream of living on another planet is tantalizing, it may take longer than we expect. By 2025, Mars missions could be laying the groundwork for future colonization. As humanity sets its sights on interplanetary travel, we must also consider the long-term implications of leaving Earth behind. Could Mars one day be the next Springfield? While the reality of colonizing Mars is still a long way off, the race to reach the Red Planet is already well underway. As we look to the future, the idea of space colonization may not be as far-fetched as we once thought. Zombie apocalypse. In The Simpsons' Treehouse of Horror episodes, the show often imagines bizarre and outlandish scenarios, and one of the most memorable is the zombie apocalypse. In one chilling episode, Springfield is overrun by zombies, blending chaos, dark humor, and societal fears about survival during crises. While the concept of a real-life zombie apocalypse is firmly rooted in fiction, the show's exploration of societal collapse, resource scarcity, and the fragility of social systems feels more relevant today than ever before. From pandemics to natural disasters, the idea of a breakdown in infrastructure has become less of a joke and more of a real concern. Though we may never face actual zombies, the collapse of society in the face of a global catastrophe is something that could happen. The Simpsons' take on a zombie-filled Springfield is a comedic reflection of our deep-rooted fears of an unpredictable and chaotic world. The show's satire pokes fun at human vulnerability, but it also speaks to the human instinct to prepare for the worst. In the wake of global crises, many have begun to stockpile food, water, and other essentials, fearing that something could disrupt the delicate balance of modern society. The idea of a zombie apocalypse might sound absurd, but the truth is that we are all grappling with our own versions of societal collapse, whether it's climate change, political instability, or a worldwide pandemic. While The Simpsons portrays the zombie apocalypse as a laughable scenario, it encourages us to think about how we would react in times of crisis. How would society respond if our infrastructure failed, or if the world around us descended into chaos? The show's humorous approach to a serious subject serves as a reminder that the unexpected can always happen, and sometimes the best way to prepare is to consider the worst-case scenario. Are we ready for a world where the system breaks down, Or are we ignoring the warning signs? As we look to the future, the lessons from The Simpsons remain as relevant as ever. While we may never face an actual zombie invasion, the show's portrayal of societal collapse and survival tactics gives us valuable insights into how we might cope with unexpected challenges. In a world that is increasingly unpredictable, we must always be prepared for the possibility that the future might be more chaotic than we think. Thanks for joining us on this journey through The Simpsons' wild and shocking predictions for 2025. Which of these futuristic visions do you think will actually come true? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mind-blowing content. Stay tuned, because in The Simpsons universe, the future is always just a laugh away.